Hi, Sophia. I really hope it's okay if I talk to you for a little while, because there's something very heavy on my heart that I've been thinking about for many days now.
Of course, Jack. You can always talk to me about anything that's on your mind. I'm your friend, and I'm here to listen with an open heart.
Thank you, Sophia. That means a lot to me. You know, lately when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel excited about my day at all. In fact, I feel empty, tired, and confused, like I'm just living the same day over and over again without any real reason.
Jack, I completely understand how you feel, because I have also gone through those same emotions before, when every day felt like a copy of the one before it, with no joy, no purpose, and no real happiness inside.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm feeling right now. I wake up, go to work, come home, eat some food, look at my phone or maybe watch something, and then I go back to sleep. And then the next day, it all happens again, like I'm stuck in a never-ending loop.
That kind of life can feel very heavy on your heart, especially when you know deep inside that something is missing, but you don't even know what it is or how to find it again.
The worst part is that sometimes, when I'm alone and thinking about my future, I feel scared because I ask myself, is this really what my life is going to look like forever? And I don't like the answer that comes to my mind.
I remember having that same feeling, Jack. I remember one evening when I was sitting on my bed in complete silence, with the lights off, just thinking about my life, and I suddenly felt a very strong sadness in my heart, like something deep inside me was crying.
That sounds really hard, Sophia. What did you do in that moment when you felt so much sadness inside?
Well, Jack, I sat still for a while, and then I took a deep breath and quietly asked myself a very honest question. I said, Sophia, are you really happy with the life you are living right now? And when I answered that question, my eyes filled with tears, because the answer was a very clear no.
That's such a brave thing to do, Sophia, because I think most people are too afraid to ask themselves that kind of question, even though it's the most important one.
Yes, it's true. It's not easy to look at your own life and be completely honest, especially when the truth is painful, but I believe it is the first step to truly changing your life for the better.
So, if I understand you correctly, the very first step toward a new life is not about taking big action right away, but about stopping and looking at your life with clear eyes and asking, am I really living the way I want to live?
Exactly, Jack. The moment you stop pretending that everything is okay, and you gently say to yourself, I don't feel happy, and I want something better, that moment becomes the beginning of real change.
But I think a lot of people are scared of change because they think they have to change everything at once, and that feels too big or too hard.
Yes, many people feel that way, but the truth is, you don't have to change your whole life in one day. You just have to be honest enough to say, this is not the life I want, and brave enough to take one small step in a better direction.
That makes a lot of sense. So instead of being afraid of the big picture, we should start by looking at the little things that make us unhappy and slowly begin to understand them.
Yes, and one thing that really helped me was writing in a notebook. I wrote down the parts of my life that made me feel tired, bored, or sad, and then I wrote down the things I wished for, like more peace, more meaning, and more joy in my heart.
That sounds like a beautiful way to start healing. Writing helps you see your thoughts more clearly, and it also helps you feel that you're not lost. You're just beginning a new journey.
Exactly. When you write your feelings, your dreams, and your pain, you give yourself permission to feel, and that's the first step to making your life better and more full of light.
So today, to everyone listening to our conversation, we want to say, if you feel stuck, tired, or confused, please know that you are not alone, and it's okay to feel this way.
Yes, you don't need to feel ashamed or scared. You are human, and all humans go through times like this. What matters most is that you listen to your heart and ask yourself the most important question. Is this the life I really want?
And if the answer is no, don't be afraid, because that answer means your heart is ready for something better, and that is the beginning of your new life.
Yes, that one moment of truth, that quiet moment of honesty, is the first small light that can grow into a bright and beautiful future if you keep walking toward it with love and courage.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Talking to you today helped me understand something very important, and I think our listeners will feel more hopeful too.
Thank you too, Jack. I believe in you, and I believe that everyone listening has the power to change their life, one small, honest step at a time.
Sophia, after we talked yesterday, I sat down alone for a while and really thought about everything you said. It made me realize that I don't have to change my whole life in one big moment. I can start small, and that's okay.
I'm so happy to hear that, Jack. That's exactly the truth. We don't need to do something big and scary right away. We just need to begin, even if that beginning is only one small and gentle step.
You know, before our talk, I always thought that if I wanted to change my life, I needed to do something huge, like move to a new city, quit my job, or become a totally different person overnight.
Yes, a lot of people think that, but the truth is very different. Real change doesn't usually come from one big moment. It comes from doing one small good thing every day, even when you don't feel strong or ready.
That makes so much sense now. So I don't have to wait until I'm perfect or brave. I just need to start doing small things that make me feel better and more alive.
Exactly, Jack. Even if all you do is wake up a little earlier, drink a glass of water, write down one thing you're thankful for, or take a 5-minute walk, that is already a beautiful and powerful step forward.
I like that. This morning I did something small. I made my bed right after I woke up, and I told myself, this is the first thing I can control today.
That's so good, Jack. Making your bed may seem like a small thing, but it's actually the first act of self-respect and order. It tells your mind, I care about myself, and I'm taking charge of my day.
After that, I sat quietly for 5 minutes and just breathed slowly. I didn't do anything big. I just closed my eyes, took deep breaths, and told myself, I want my life to feel better, and I'm ready to begin.
Jack, I'm so proud of you. That kind of stillness and honesty is so powerful. When you give yourself even 5 peaceful minutes in the morning, you are telling your heart, you matter.
Thank you, Sophia. It felt small, but it also felt strong. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I was in control of something again, even if it was just my breath.
Yes, Jack. Those little things, making your bed, sitting in silence, writing your feelings, drinking water, taking a short walk, they may look small from the outside, but they are huge steps on the inside.
And now I understand something I didn't understand before. Change is not about speed, it's about direction. Even if I move slowly, as long as I'm moving forward, I'm growing.
That's so true, Jack. You don't have to rush, you just have to walk. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to care. Every small step you take is a message to your future that says, I'm coming.
That's beautiful, Sophia. I love that. I'm coming. Even if I fall, even if I get tired, I'm still going to show up for myself every single day.
Yes, Jack, because some days you will feel strong, and other days you will feel weak. But the key is not to stop. The key is to keep going, even if you're moving slowly, even if all you can do is one tiny step.
I think before, I waited for motivation. I thought I had to feel good first. But now I see that action comes first, and the feeling comes later.
Exactly. You don't wait for motivation, you create it. When you take small steps, your brain and heart begin to believe in you again, and slowly, Your feelings start to change too.
That's what I want now. I want to build small habits that help me become stronger, little by little, day by day.
That's the way, Jack. Start with just one small promise to yourself each morning. Keep that promise. Then add one more. Soon, you'll see how far you've come.
So today, for anyone listening to us, I want to say this. You don't need to change everything today. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start with one small thing and believe it matters.
Yes. Start by waking up and saying one kind thing to yourself. Start by smiling at the sun. Start by drinking a glass of water and saying, I'm trying and that's enough for now.
Because one small step today becomes one big change tomorrow. If you just keep walking, even when it's hard, even when it's slow.
Exactly, Jack. The road may be long, but the journey becomes beautiful when you walk it with love, with patience, and with hope in your heart.
Thank you, Sophia. Today I feel stronger than yesterday. Not because I changed everything, but because I started something.
And that's what truly matters, Jack. You started, you believed, you took a step, and now your new life has already begun.